I'm an Asian, black, Caucasian American. You don't know what that means? I'm black and white on the inside, yellow on the out. I guess that makes me a chocolate chip Twinkie. My name is Rod for show. Rodney actually couldn't be in today. He left. He didn't tell me why. That's all he said. Armac and Rodiculous are in the other room doing the 2 ciphers. So I'm here gonna do the night vlog. Here we go. Is comedy hard? Is it hard? Is it difficult to do? To me, it comes naturally because I've witnessed some of the most stupidest fucking shit ever. But to other cats out there, to other people, comedy is not easy, especially when no one's laughing at your jokes. It's kind of hard. Being a comedian, you have to know how to rock the mic. You know how to handle impersonations. You gotta know how to tell stories. You have to know how to public speak in a way where you could come off as a good impression. You gotta start out saying short jokes, short witty jokes to get their attention. Once you do that, you can start saying a longer joke. I would have been a comedian, but I'm just doing this YouTube thing just to see where it goes. When I first went to college, I really went for my dreams. Actors like Jim Carrey, Tom Cruise, John Cho, they inspired me to act. The first class I took was at Mount SAC. It was an acting class. But acting is a hard job. When I first did acting, you have to really make an ass out of yourself. Even if when improv goes through. The reason why I'm so funny today is that I learned script analysis, classic acting, modern acting, and just know how to emphasize your words. When I was starting acting, I was acing the class like nothing, but now the professor starts challenging me. He pairs me up with some girl who's monotone, has no emotion when she acts, and the worst part is that she has a freaking Filipino accent. I'm like, oh, thanks professor, thanks for challenging me. I told him before I left class, and he's like, good luck. In my head, I said, what an asshole, dude. What a fucking asshole. The day comes. We did practice together, but I critiqued her, but she didn't want to listen to me. I'm like, what, whatever. I'm like, take whatever grade you get from this class, but whatever. If you don't want to pass, that's your choice. I was really interested in film. Half of the class that were there were only interested in money. I was just like, how the fuck did I get screwed with these cats to begin with? Only like, I don't know, 25% of the people were actually interested in film, and the other 75% of the class were actually interested in only making money? No. Now, I don't know if you guys know who James Lipton is, but he's the host of Inside Actors Studio. Now, if you watch this show, you know what I'm talking about. But I've watched Dave Chappelle, and he said really something important. If you really want to be a comic stand-up, take acting classes. You learn a lot from acting classes. When you do a comic stand-up, it's not easy being on stage and having the spotlight on you and having a whole crowd waiting to laugh. You have to know what to plan. You have to know what kind of stories you're going to tell the audience. Observe the whole audience to see if you're going to be racist or not. And just be careful what you say around people. So you got to test the waters in the whole audience. See what jokes go where. If your whole script on being a stand-up, it's like a variety and it varies, everyone's gonna like you. If you're not funny on stage, oh, you're gonna get heckled. You are gonna get heckled. That's the one worst nightmare a comic on stage is gonna get heckled for. Start out with one-liners or two-liners. Like, this is the reason why I respect that show Wild 'N Out, hosted by Nick Cannon. Freestyling is an art form. I know some of that stuff is scripted, but the stuff they say on stage in 2 lines is so hilarious. This is the reason why I respect another cat named Cat Williams. Alright, he is one funny cat. Even he is short, he'll get to the point, he'll tell you how Pip handles his shit, and he'll tell you in a funniest way that in his own point of view that is just so funny. Like, there's this one joke that really had me laughing so hard. He was talking about weed, and I'm gonna do it in my perspective, okay? This shit right here, gook. This shit right here, gook. This shit right here, gook. So back to the comic stuff. Last Tuesday, I went to a comedy club. 75% of the audience was all Justin Sapp supporters. And the funny part when I say that is, when I say 75% of supporters, they happen to be all white and Asian. Okay, all white people and Asian. There's probably 5-10% blacks in the audience. Okay, and the funny part is, I don't know if anyone else notices, I know everyone else in the audience noticed, there was 5 comics and one Mexican end up to be a headline. What the fuck's going on here? Okay, let me walk you guys through this. The first comic, he goes by the name of Quincy Weekly. He opened up strong, you know, until he dropped his glass of alcohol. I was like, oh, no, you dropped your glass of alcohol. It's the last time the comedy club is gonna be here open, and you dropped it. You dropped the alcohol. But I don't know, he still rocked the mic. He was still funny. He knows how to host the show. Second person starts coming up. The black girl. I think she was too smart for the audience. I really think she was too smart for the audience. She had a script in mind, but I think she went by it too much because the people in the audience were smart too, but I think she was way too smart for us. She was talking about politics. She was educating us about that, but what really made me laugh is that the most richest person in the world today is a Mexican. And what she says, how many lawns did he mow? I was like, oh my god, that is some dark comedy right there. Then another cat comes up. He starts freestyling, he's doing this thing, doing impersonations. It was mediocre funny, but it just wasn't his environment. If it was a black comedy club, I guarantee you a lot of people would have been laughing. If you count me as a black person, I mean, I don't know. I still laughed at it. After that, Justin Sapp came on stage. I wanted to record it, but I would be the only one in the audience recording it. And I didn't want Justin Sapp to be nervous because it's his first time doing his stand-up. Man, I didn't want to look like a dork in the audience. I mean, in my point of view, I knew Rodney XD, Armaculate, and Rodiculous were sitting right next to me. No one else saw it, but in my point of view, they were there right next to me. I know that's weird to say, but but Justin Sapp, he rocked the house. He's doing impersonations like Obama impersonation. He got that down really good. I was not expecting that. I was like, whoa. Then he did Al Pacino impersonations. He did one joke about the girls, how like they don't say the whole cuss word. Like, what the fuck? That made me laugh. He rocked the mic. He killed it. He murdered it like he took out a Glock and shot 50 Cent 50 times in the back. But no, seriously. Another comic came on stage. He goes by the name of, I got his DVD. He made me laugh. This guy goes by the name of Bruce Jingles. Got his DVD. He's really funny. I'll post his MySpace in the description bar below, and I'll post his MySpace right here. He's really funny. Look him up. He's really funny. He was talking about jokes like weed and Star Wars. But I noticed he noticed me in the audience, because after he noticed me in the audience, he noticed other people in the audience, and he noticed the girls walking around with drinks, the girls in corsets. That was pretty sexy. When he said that, he was like, you know, I'm gonna miss this comedy club first and last time here. Man, these girls in corsets make my dick harder than Chinese algebra. And he looked at me, and I laughed. I couldn't stop laughing. And after that, he starts talking about weed, like how we'd leave school and come back. He was high as shit, and we'd come back to class saying he had to take a quiz in math class, and he was high. And the first question that said, what's the difference between a quarter and an eighth? He said, 50 bucks. Then he finished the rest of the quiz, turned it in, gets his quiz back. Can I see you after class? He's like, fuck. Math teacher calls him up. He goes up to the math teacher. He's like, so you know why I asked you back to see you after class, right? Now all the students are gone. Where do you get your weed from? I want to buy some off you. The next cat, there was like 5 black comics. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a Latino comic comes on stage. I was like, what the fuck? I was just like, this is weird. But he is known in Comedy Central, YouTube. But no, he did rock the mic like a professional, but it just wasn't his audience. It wasn't his audience. If you're gonna cuss that much, come on, dude. It wasn't a Friday night where everyone was drunk. Come on, you're at a Tuesday night comedy club in the middle of nowhere in Chino, and the fuck, man? Are you serious? Gonna say jokes like that, insulting everybody in the audience just because everyone else is not laughing at your jokes? You gotta start heckling out the hell out of the audience. I wanted to heckle him. I really did. But I didn't want to say anything because he was freaking bombing. But shout outs to Manny Maldonado. I can't imagine the next stand-up he does. He has more jokes to go off of. He's like, the last comic show I was at, no one was laughing. This shit was weird. I know that she was gonna say that. I know, but look him up on YouTube. Manny Maldonado. He is a funny guy, but it just wasn't his audience. So being a comedian is hard. It really is hard. You think it's easy, it's not. For me, Sometimes it's hard. 5 comics I look up to till this day. Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, Cat Williams, and the 5th one's gonna be an oddball, but what the hell, Dane Cook. The reason why I say Dane Cook, oh my god, the girls that he makes go crazy in the audience. I'm kind of jealous of Dane Cook, but I love Dane Cook. He knows how to make a girl smile, and some of the jokes that I say just as a little story makes a girl smile. And just seeing a girl smile, if I could do that, I would be happy all the time. Just seeing a person happy or laugh, it just makes my day. This is Rod's for show. Sorry Rodney XD couldn't be here, but I did his job for him. I'm out. Peace.